Hello everybody, welcome to my rooftop nightmare. This is another episode of Omikron. Gonna level with you, this is post-recording commentary because, well, the clue was in the rooftop nightmare comment earlier. This section didn't go great. I redid it and I'm now commentating over the top of that. You just saw me drop a box on one of the robot guys there. And now I'm gonna go into the compound and enjoy a bit of hopping between rooftops and shooting people in a bad first-person shooting mode again. The reason I'm doing this is mostly because, the last couple of episodes there was me running around the kind of dockyard place, being lost for ages. Then there was me trying to find the bookshop for ages. I didn't think it would be a good idea to have another hour-long episode of me just arsing around on roofs. Roofs, one of those. Anyway, here's a guy here to let me know that I'm going to have a couple of spare lives, basically, with the rings.
The first two will save your life. The third will bring you back here.
It's true. So yeah, now I think we're going to learn what we have to do in this section. Right, yeah. Because remember, we're broadcasting pirate radio signals, so we need to go find that. And then we have to find a way to get out. And it was that. This doesn't show you where to get out at all, really. I mean, it kind of does, in the sense that it shows you some rooftops. But, yeah, finding the antenna wasn't too difficult. I managed to do that relatively quickly. Yeah, it was the finding your way out. Because there's really no indication of where to go. I had earlier on found a section that kind of said, this is probably the ladder to the exit. I should do the antenna thing first. But then trying to find that again. Holy shit. And it's weird, because you actually don't go up a ladder at the end, as we'll see. I need to go across that other plank, but that other plank breaks when you walk on it. It's one of the benefits of doing this for a second time, so I think I just try and jump across instead. Yeah, the jump in this is a little weird. You have to kind of get some acceleration going first. So yeah, I think we'll see that I get to the antenna pretty quickly once I've kind of figured out where I am and what I'm doing. The other thing when I did it the first time was I lost so many lives, which cost you rings. That was going to cause some pretty serious problems later on with needing them to save and whatnot. So yeah, it turns out I did actually get a bit lost on the way to the antennae. But I think I figured out where to go now. I need to jump across onto that roof, which will cost me a small amount of health, but it's worth it. And the good news about this is we're going to see Boz. Going to see the Bowie man himself anytime now, once I've shot a guy who I can't even see. Very Hotline Miami 2. Here we go. Here comes Bowie.
Wake up, people of Omikron. Reshev and his corrupt government are lulling you to sleep in order to control you better. They have transformed you into puppets that are manipulated by Ix and the demons. Join the awakened ones and rise up to fight for your freedom. Together, we can win.
It's an inspiring message. I'm sure you'll agree. because I mean it's coming from David Bowie. So, oh, how did I know that guy was there? I wonder. So yeah, I even looked up a map for this part because it was getting ridiculous. And even with the map, it was a little bit obscure. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. I don't know if this part is like notorious for being difficult and confusing or what. Yeah, and like having to shoot guys who you can't even see is... that's not great, really. Yeah, basically I need to... I know I need to be following this fence all the way to the south, so that's what I'm doing now. Cautiously, because I've died too many times at these portions before. So yeah, where we're trying to go is basically the building I'm looking at right now. But to do that, you first have to get onto this building, and then jump across. And yeah, so doing that requires that you go around the corner here. And then I think I fuck up the jump because I'm worried about the mecha guard. Yep. And now I don't have much health left, so I'm really worried. So I'm gonna have to try and repeat this and do it all over again. Will I have to repeat this and do it all over again? Well, keep watching, my friends. Now luckily the guard has kind of wandered forwards a bit and is now facing away from the little handheld sections that I need to climb up. So that's doing me a favour. There's also a health kit up here. So yeah, you go down here, and then you jump across here for some reason. And then you get a cutscene. There's no indication that that is a good thing to be doing. Also, I'm pretty sure this is a completely different area to the one I found earlier that said, oh, this is probably the ladder out of here, so... I don't know. But the good news is, you only had to watch that for about 7 or 8 minutes instead of, like, 50. So I think, on the whole, that was a good decision. And now you get to see a bit of this too.
From a neighboring rooftop. You did very well for a beginner.
Thank you. Is anything wrong?
I was a little surprised the antenna was so well defended. Soldiers appeared out of everywhere as soon as you placed the pirate box on the antenna. Nothing. I was just surprised that the antenna was so well guarded.
It's almost like somebody's leaking details of my mission and setting up some kind of traitor plot. Alright, so now I have to remember what the layout of the base is again. Which I failed to do, because Nemtar is over the other side. Here he is. Good old Nemtar. He's going to be delighted with my mission progress, I'm sure.
Your mission was a success. Our revolutionary message was broadcast on all the Transcan screens in the city. Millions of Omicronians are now aware of our struggle. I would have given anything to have seen Reshev's face. Get some rest now. I'll inform you when there's another mission for you.
Yeah, I don't really want to go back to Kale's apartment.
You're right. You can go to 8250 Conera Street in Jaunpur. It's one of our hiding places when agents need to lie low. Here are the keys.
New apartment, whoa, moving up in the world. I mean, presumably. It might be a worse apartment for all I know. And Kale had a pretty nice place, you know. Pretty big. Had one of those weird TV machines. Yeah, now it tells me to go back and see Dakabar. I don't really remember who that is. I know now, but I thought maybe it's this meditating guy who wants to tell me the future. Turns out no. This is Meshkan.
So you are still alive, Nomad soul. Have you come back to learn more about your future?
No, because it's still too expensive.
The future
Lower your
alone
prices,
can
mate.
say whether
Then I
you
might talk
are
to you.
right. Now leave me. I must go to sound the wave.
What role do you play in this revolution exactly? I suppose you tell people the future, like, no, don't do that mission. It'll go bad. Anyway, I think I remember now that Decobar is the kind of mystical archivist type guy. Here he is. He was just having a nap, apparently.
I shall bestow on you a privilege that has been granted to few humans of your dimension. I shall teach you the rudiments of the ancient art. The art is the greatest power in the universe. It uses cosmic forces, telluric forces, dark forces. Some call it sorcery.
About time I learned some spells.
In order to cast a spell, you must have two things. A sacred bowl, called a beshem, and a recipe. If you mix the right ingredients in the beshem, you will have made a spell.
So easy, really, when you put it like that.
Yes. There are charged parchments, which contain the power in themselves. You only have to use them to free the power. You can also make potions, which will give you special powers.
I like how we're learning about potions
Are
like
extremely rare.
12 hours into the game when we've had loads of them already.
The only
Anyway,
ones still
beshems.
remaining are those manufactured at the time of the Cobalt Wars.
Ah, the Cobalt Wars. I remember them well.
Fortunate enough to own one. In the meantime, you can study the art in my private library. Here's the key.
So basically, yeah, I'm going to teach you about spells, but then I'm going to say there's basically no chance of you ever owning the crucial equipment for making spells. Oh, too many items. I can't pick up his key. I think I start ditching double waiver ammunition here, because apparently I have an absolute shitload of that, and I don't ever really seem to use it. That might make the shooting sections easier, so maybe I should, but still. I can take the key now, that's what matters. And then I wander around in here to see, in case the door is in here, which it's not, but, you know, I didn't know that. And then ask him about strange
Very
signs on doors.
ancient magical signs. No one has ever been able to understand their full meaning. This place still holds many mysteries.
Those are the, I think I looked at those doors in an earlier video. They're sort of down on the lower layer. They've got some weird symbols on them. There's clearly some kind of code, some kind of linguistic trickery that I will need to have to get to the bottom of, I expect, at some point. In fact, I do have a book in my inventory with some of that. Or I get a book with some of that stuff in it. That's where Namtar lives, so I'm still in the wrong place. There we go. Found the library. And what is there in the library? Well, there are many things. Such as a life potion. Such as a dead man's tongue. Such as these things, which it looks like you can pick up, but actually you can't. And also this chest, which I think is locked. And books, which I don't know what to do with, which is a worry, isn't it? Oh, a book, I don't understand. So yeah, the dead man's tongue is, I think, literally the tongue of a dead man in a box. Which I guess will be useful at some point, maybe. Then there's this. Book of Besham's. I'm not going to try to read that. Pause your video and have a look at it if you want. So I think it's basically telling me the same as Dakabar just told me, basically. I did read it at the time. It's a very difficult font to read. And then I tried to use this lift, which apparently is inoperable right now. Which is a shame, because it looks like there's things on the second level that I'd quite like to have, but not sure I can do much about that right now. So I just kind of give up. But worth remembering. So there is a broken elevator in here with, oh, there's another book up there. Man, maybe I need to go back here. I see it now, but I didn't see it at the time, and now I'm stuck on a desk. Right, okay. Maybe I should return here, and but then it might be one that I just can't pick up. I don't know. Like, those look like you could pick them up, but yeah, here's my other one about runes. That's presumably gonna help with something in due course. Probably the code on the doors. Can't remember if I think I take a life potion just to free out my inventory and, well, to give me a bit more life. Much like Roy Batty in Blade Runner. I want more life, fucker. So yeah, my hints are stuff about Beshems and how to get to my new hideout, which is where I'm going to go now. So lay low and have a rest, as recommended. After I've visited a couple of people, maybe? Yeah. You can see this surly guy. He's also a delight.
In case you didn't notice, I'm not your mother. Stop hanging around me.
This guy's great. And that's it, basically. He's just, stop hanging around me, you jerk. Yeah, through where I was just looking, there is one of the coded doors. Oh yeah, this guy, he's outside now. He's not in his shop anymore.
How's my friendly revolutionary? Did your mission go well? Are you satisfied with the KR-100 I sold you?
It was great.
Don't get me started. It goes from bad to worse. My printed circuits are bound for the trash can. See you soon.
And here, I had a bit of a realization, because it put a thing in my quest log saying, oh, he's got like insulation problems. And I remember that I had purchased some insulating spray ages ago. So I thought maybe that'll help him out. And as it turns out, yes it does.
I'm alive! I can breathe again! I feel as young as the day I was born out of an electrolytic bath. I wish to express my revolutionary gratitude. In Winterfera, take this magnificent hydromagnetic modular compression piston, a masterpiece, the absolute tops. And once again, thanks.
I don't know what use a compression piston will have, but I mean, it sounds good, doesn't it? You know, I'll take it. Looks nice. I think I then try and see if Jenna's around again. That's not where she lives though. But just to make sure I've talked to everyone while I'm here. But her door is... I know her door is open, but there's just nobody in here. She's out. Got important awakened business to attend to. So, with a couple of missions done, time to take my reward, which is a new apartment. If we can find it, that is. Not always the easiest thing to do in this game, finding things. But hopefully they... I look at the address again, but hopefully they have basically provided a taxi. Not straight there, because it's not exactly next to the road, but better than nothing. Trying to see if my map reading skills have improved when I eventually find the map. So yeah, hideout is kind of to the south-ish of where I am now. No direct route though, really, so gonna sweep around in a horseshoe shape. Take a right, and then a left. So simple. It's not a bad place for a hideout, really. I guess that not that right, I guess. Not a bad place for a hideout, because this is in a rather labyrinthine set of streets. Yep, not that right either. The map showed it as like the next right, but... Oh wait, no, this is... No, never mind. This is where I need to be. Even watching it a second time, I'm still confused. So yeah, this is the hideout, but before we explore it more, we're going to save, and then we'll come back to that next time.